What's up, YouTube world, and all my lovely Little Liar fans? And I'm here to give you a recap of Charlotte's Web, which is the 12th episode of Season 6. Throughout this video, I will also be drinking a glass of wine, because I feel like that is infinitely more interesting than what has happened in the last 2 episodes. I just love cheap wine. Like, here's the thing, I don't know if any of you ever have watched the show Parks and Recreation on either Netflix or when it was on TV. There's one quote from April, a character on that show, who says, "Never spend more than $5 on wine. If you spend more than $5 on wine, you are an idiot." And she is very true, because wine all tastes the same. And I feel like I can drink wine in this video because they're trying to tell us that they are all grown up now since the girls are drinking wine. And yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that they've done to make them seem like they've grown up, except dyeing their hair, which apparently means that you've jumped ahead 5 years into the future. I don't know, I'm not an expert on aging, but anyway, during the episode, pretty much nothing happened. They kind of like think Aria was the one who pushed Charlotte, or Cece, off the bell tower. And I mean, come on guys, like how many more times is someone gonna get pushed off something and die? Like, it's just getting ridiculous. And then they find out, they're like, well, maybe it's Ezra, because Ezra is really still upset about Nicole being killed when, like, in South America or something. And he's like, well, why does she get to live? So Aria's like, oh, maybe he's the killer. Maybe he killed it. But no one ever actually, like, pushes the question earlier. Like, Aria left around 4 a.m. and returned to the hotel at 4:28, I think they said, which is about half an hour. How far is Radley outside of Rosewood? It's not that far, and I seriously doubt it's a half an hour outside of Rosewood, seeing as they can get to New York City and back in like 20 minutes. So she was somewhere during that time, and I don't believe her. I do not believe her for a second. Aria, we know you have double personalities, and we still think that you may or may not be Uber A. On top of that, they're starting to get like the text messages now, and the text messages just kind of like pop up on the side of the screen. They're like, hey, Hanna wants to meet you at 6. And I was like, wow, that's really cool, but I don't care. And I think it's awesome that they're kind of changing up how the show looks and stuff, because it does feel like a newer show and it feels sort of brand new, and I like where the characters are going, but the text messages don't need to pop up on the screen every time they get it, especially if it's something like, Anna's gonna meet you at 6, or meet me at Ellie's house for dinner. We honestly don't care. Give me the A text. I want to know what A has to say. I want the threats to pop up on the screen. Oh my god, I love wine. They also never fully explained what actually happened to Sara Harvey's hands. Well, on Twitter, if you're like me and you follow like every little thing on PLL, Janelle Parrish actually tweeted out that Sara Harvey's hands were actually electrocuted when they were trying to disarm the bomb in Radley in the season 6A finale. So apparently she still blames the girls for that, or they blame the girls for that. Either way, the girls are always hurting someone, like when they blinded Jenna. By the way, where is Jenna? Because I need some more Jenna in my life. She didn't have a good conclusion with her character, so please bring her back or something. I do know that Lucas is coming back in this episode coming up. He was pretty much not in 6A at all, and they promised us that he would be, but finally we're gonna see Lucas, and I still need some conclusions on a lot of characters. You can't just get rid of characters and add a bunch of new characters in that I don't give a shit about. Like Hannah's new boyfriend, what's his name? I don't even know. Don't even care. He's only gonna be here for like a couple episodes, and he's gonna be shipped away, and Caleb is going to be reunited, okay? Like, I don't care what you say, Spaleb fans. Caleb and Hanna are Caleb, and Caleb is meant to be whoever Hannah's new guy is, who I don't even give a shit about saying his name because he's not worth it, needs to go home, like right now. And I will drink to that, so cheers. I still love wine. Do you think that Uber A, who is what we're going with, is going to make his appearance, big appearance now? So we're finally gonna start to get the A messages coming through to the girls. They're gonna start to kind of get more into it. However, Lorenzo is now poking around because he's like, oh, hey, there's like a big chunk of footage missing from the security cameras. Like, okay, you guys not learn anything from like the last 3 years that you've been dealing with A? A knows everything. A knows if you go and delete footage. You actually hurt yourself more by deleting footage because you made yourself look more guilty. 5 years later, and they're still making the same damn mistakes, and it's so infuriating. But now shit's gonna hit the ceiling because Lorenzo's like, I know that your daughter did it, and I'm gonna find out the truth. And Lorenzo's sort of becoming more of like Wilton, and I feel like Ellie might have done something to Lorenzo more than just like stealing his like key card to get into the police station. So Lorenzo may or may not be on his own track of revenge against the girls. Where did Dr. Wollens go? Like, he's just like, Ellie's like, we're having a dinner party, and Ellie sort of like blames Hanna, and she thinks it's like the girls who did it. Her husband's just not even there. He's just not even even at the dinner. He's just like, bye Felicia, I am somewhere, but not here. So we have like Ellie, and she's like all upset, and she thinks it's one of the girls, and at the end of the episode, she finally calls Lorenzo, and she's like, I think it may be someone else, and they don't really go into the conversation more, but I'm sure we're gonna find out like in season 7 what she said on the phone call. Or not, maybe we'll find out in season 8. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see next week's recap or last week's recap, I will be posting it here. You can click subscribe and you can see all of my videos and find out when I'm posting new videos because they're really funny, I swear. I also would like if you would comment on who you think Uber Ray is, if we've seen Uber Ray before, and how Uber Ray is connected to the girls. And cheers.